Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. My hair is crazy right now, excuse me. Um, there we go. I just woke up not too long ago, had some breakfast, and just went to look up the news and some more shit going on with the strike, from SAG mostly. So not surprising, but um, But so the latest development. This one is just weird to me because I don't understand what the hell is going on. So this just happened today, August 14th. I'm gonna read the headline from Variety. Um, SAG-AFTRA will no longer approve indie projects written under WGA contract. So I'm gonna read the article and then we'll kind of illustrate my viewpoint on this. So SAG-AFTRA announced Monday that it will no longer grant interim agreements to independent projects that were written under a Writers Guild of America contract. So we talked already on this channel about the interim agreements and how that shit is just, those contracts are very deceiving and they require you to fall in line with their belief, and not anything else. It's not about meeting the union's requirements. It's not about, just basic practices that have been happening for decades. It's literally, hey, are you with us or are you against us? Are you does your opinion fall in line with us? If the answer is yes, then you can have it. If it ain't, then step aside. You know what I mean? So, so basically that's what the interim agreements are. But let's continue. So, the union has already given permission for 207 independent projects to continue to film during the strike, including ones with stars like Jason Bateman, Anne Hathaway, and Matthew McConaughey. It's hard to take it seriously when you say those big-ass names like Jason Statham, Anne Hathaway. I don't know how you could call them independent productions. I mean, I guess if you're saying by association and stuff like that, sure, but it's I don't know. Every time I hear big names attached to stuff like that, it's is it really independent at that point? I don't know. But I guess by just, by their associations, their affiliations, their distributions, I guess you can label it as an independent production. But yeah. Moving on. SAG-AFTRA argued that the agreements supported the strike. The interim agreements, they supported the strike because they involved independent producers who agreed to all of the union's demands. But they have caused considerable backlash within the union as some members felt they undermined the strike's overall impact. So essentially, it's what we talked about a few weeks ago where, it's, there's people in the union who are not for the strike and they're not for the way that their union is going about it, and the union is forcing all the members to be within a certain sphere, a certain line of thinking, and anybody who wishes to move forward with their productions, they have to fall in line as well. They can't, they can't just be doing their own thing. They have to be they have to basically be with their beliefs. It's just ridiculous, They can't just have their own belief. You got to be within our own belief system and within our own ideas. Got to mess with our ideas, Don't be a critical thinker. Be a sheep, essentially. So, but. Monday's announcement was the first concession to that backlash. The union agreed that going forward, it will not approve projects that were written under a WGA contract and will be produced in the U.S. And then the Guild quoted, quote, "We have been advised by the WGA that this modification will assist them in executing their strike strategy, and we believe it does not undermine the utility and effectiveness of ours. It is a win-win change." I don't really see what this does. I mean, this to me is just there's no I don't know what the effectiveness is in this. I think it's just creating more problems down the road. Which, funny enough, their next statement, or the next portion written in the article, the move is a signal of solidarity with their WGA strike. No, I do not believe that it is. I think that this is the starting point, one of the starting points for separation and creating more issues down the line between unions. Again, where we've talked about before, where this whole thing is basically fucking each other over. Like, people are just going to be hurting each other in the process. And to me, this is kind of one of those signs that that's probably going to be happening in the future. This ain't about it. This is not solidarity. I don't know what they're saying. But the WGA strike rules forbid members from engaging in writing services, but do not preclude WGA covered scripts from being produced. So basically, if you wrote a script and it's finished before the strike happened, we're cool with it. But if you write a script during the strike, then we have issues. So the SAG-AFTRA decision will not affect the 207 projects that have already been approved. In order to obtain an interim agreement from SAG-AFTRA, the producers must show that they do not have financing from companies in the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Like I said, basically, hey, are you guys associated with them? No, we don't want to work with you. So, like I said before, you have to fall in line with their beliefs in order to obtain any of these agreements. So, they must also agree to the latest terms proposed by SAG-AFTRA before the strike was called on July 13th. The contracts will ultimately be modified to conform to whatever agreement the AMPT reaches with SAG-AFTRA, which, as far as I can tell anyway, it's been kind of sketchy, The AMPTP has been very generous, as far as I can tell, in terms of negotiations. It's been very lenient. And SAG-AFTRA is just being greedy and just wanting more things. And this all, again, just illustrates to me that, the concept of what the strikes are is just, that's not what they are. It's not about unity. It's not about, coming together to, for a particular purpose. It's now really, ultimately it's what it was at the start. It's separate agendas and separate issues, and thus people are going to be getting into their own little camps. Everyone's going to be in their own little echo chamber, and stuff like this is going to cause issues in the future, because, I get that the WGA is ultimately the ones who advised that decision based on what SAG says, but all you're doing is creating more issues. I don't see how one union's agendas affects another union's agendas. That's how does that work? You know what I mean? That doesn't, those changes, that doesn't, what does it matter if what SAG does and then what WGA does? It's the only thing that you guys should be negotiating or really talking about is just the scheduling and any agreements made between each other. You know what I mean? It's but when it comes to your agendas, it's that do you? It's you don't need to be advising SAG, or WGA don't need to be doing this shit. It's it just seems so purposeless to me, and it all stems again from this narcissistic and just selfish and just ludicrous mindset that these unions have, because the fact is that there is no solidarity in the strike at all. Everybody is on their own agenda, and are they is WGA thinking, because I know they're going to be, I just seeing the article over here, they're going to be doing negotiations again, apparently next week. So do they think that this is going to help their case? I don't I don't know how. I don't know how more restrictions basically are gonna help your case. Like I don't. I guess putting more pressure on the producers. Like I don't know, but um, so basically, like you're going to just like say, hey, all those indies that are wanting to, try to make it out there, not now. You know what I mean? It's it's still creating issues. It's still, putting your interest over others. It's not about solidarity. It's all about greed. It's all about individual interests. So it's still, to me, all this still illustrates my overall feelings. Like it still validates how I feel. It doesn't change my perspective. It doesn't do anything like that. And I know that people will probably look at this as a good thing because it's like, oh, well, it's going to help their cause. It's going to do all that. It's like, I personally just do not see that. I see this creating issues down the road between unions. I mean, I think that the WGA, once they finally settle with whatever deal, like there are going to be issues between SAG and WGA. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee that there will be issues. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, because they say they're in solidarity, but that's only now. When the smoke clears and they see that there are financial issues between the two, you know what I mean, or that there is like a like they're gonna come to an awareness with two, or they're gonna like start having their own, because they're all focused on like on this thing over here. So then once this settles, they're gonna jump over here and start realizing, well, oh wait, we shouldn't have done all this stuff. We need to reverse this or do all this. It's like it's just creating more issues, basically. It's a long-winded way of me saying that I think that these sort of steps are actually going to hurt you more than help you in the long run. So, because what it does is separate the unions, not unite them. That's just where I'm coming from, anyway. So, but those are my opinions on that. It's I kind of I've been beating a dead horse, basically. Like even saying what I'm saying, it's like I've said this like 5-10 times already. But yeah, the strike is still, to me, completely nonsensical. There's no reason for the strike to exist. It's just greedy. It's just people being selfish. They think they're owed more money. The fact is that all you're owed is what you signed up for. And that's it. You start acting like an adult and actually take some responsibility, some accountability. But that's not how Hollywood rolls. So, but those are my thoughts on that, and hope you guys sorry, I'm just a little bit out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna head out now because I'm a little bit out of it. But hopefully, my thoughts were clear, and you guys will know your thoughts about the whole strike in the comment section below. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I got a few more videos coming out, and then we're going into what have I've seen lately next week. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.